I think what's interesting about the left says they're all about women's rights, but they didn't want to secure the border. And we saw what happened with Laken Riley and Jocelyn Ngari. They didn't want to get men out of women's sports. The right and the conservative movement is doing so much more to protect and uplift women. Have you seen that as well? And that's probably why we're seeing this shift of women away from the left slowly but surely.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? The folks on the right are going to keep my crime down. I can walk down the street. I'm sure you've noticed this, Isabel.
Yeah, it's been an interesting last few election cycles, I'll say. This certainly wasn't as obvious in 2016 or the midterms in
Mhm.
2018, but really starting around the 2020 election, I started to witness the left, the so-called pro-woman left, when the right allegedly hates women, make the most unbelievable, ridiculous excuses for putting women down and making them second-class citizens again, all under the guise of feminism. And this has been a trend I've been tracking for a long time that I think more and more people are waking up to, that this group that's screaming at you as loud as they can about how they are the only people who have compassion for and care about women and women's rights are the same people putting men in your sorority houses. We saw this at the University of Wyoming, of all places. Not Harvard or Berkeley, but a male allegedly sexual predator was in the house with a sorority girl group at the University of Wyoming, like masturbating on their couch. And of course, the lawsuit was dismissed because there's a broad definition of what a woman is. These are the same people saying it's a great idea to give Dylan Mulvaney and the like Tampax brand deals on TikTok because that's the more progressive and welcoming and inclusive thing to do, while they're literally kicking women out the back door of the experience of having a period. And this gets so much more sinister beyond just women's sports or advertising or beauty pageants. This is actually a very scary, scientific, concentrated effort to just remove women from society. And we're seeing this a lot in the realm of fertility and a lot of those conversations. China is rolling out birth robots right now, which sounds like something out of the weirdest sci-fi novel you could ever imagine. But for the low sticker price of $14,000, you too can just have a robot give birth to your baby instead of a woman, which for the record is about half the sticker price of one round of IVF. So we're like pricing women out of the experience of growing and birthing our own children.